I often get the question in my office about what it's like to file a bankruptcy for people that have money problems. First, you probably want to know what it's like to meet with a bankruptcy attorney to learn if you can solve your problems with a bankruptcy filing. Some things can be done, some things cannot. When people come in my law office to see me, most of them are embarrassed to be here. They cannot believe that they'd ever end up in my office. I have to explain to them that almost everyone that comes in feels exactly the same way. The sad fact is, bad things happen to good people. You make the best choice you can based on your circumstances and what you think is going to happen in the future. Unfortunately, none of us have a crystal ball, at least one that works the way they say it's supposed to. I tell them, your self-image has nothing to do with bankruptcy. Filing bankruptcy does not mean you're a bad person. It just means you've had some financial reverses. The average family in America is one paycheck away from being in my office and having to file a bankruptcy. So don't feel like the Lone Ranger. Another question that comes up is bankruptcy and credit and FICO scores. People often misunderstand what bankruptcy does. They think it's going to affect their credit for 10 years. They tell me, oh, they have this wonderful FICO score, and they don't want to file bankruptcy because it's going to ruin their credit. I ask them at that point, is anybody willing to extend more credit to you? Inevitably, the answer is no. Then I ask them, what good is a high FICO score if no one's going to give you credit? The next question I typically ask is, are they going to be able to pay all of their bills and all their living expenses and still pay these credit cards and these other debts? Again, the answer typically is no. I explain that the credit score is going to go down and stay down if you don't do something to fix the problem. Things are not going to get better by not filing bankruptcy. They're only going to get worse. Often, these people have been harassed to death, sued, and abused. This stress has literally killed a lot of people. I get the widows in all the time where the husband had a heart attack or vice versa because they're stressed out over the debts. Getting rid of the abuse and getting rid of some or all the debts really improves the picture. So the actual experience for people filing a bankruptcy is not what the creditors want you to think it is. The actual experience, typically, is my clients get rid of their debt and completely rebuild their credit, including their FICO scores, in as little as 3 to 5 years. I've actually seen some faster than that. Even before the bankruptcy process is done, clients are often so happy to see me that they send everybody they know that's in financial trouble to me. Sometimes when they come in, I see tears at the start of the initial consultation. When they leave, I see tears of relief at the end because they now know there is a solution and a way for them to get back on their feet. I even get a lot of free hugs. I have one lady who is Filipino. She brings us trays of lumpia. That's kind of like a Filipino egg roll. And she brings those to us several times a year. Her case was completed over 3 years ago. People are so scared when they walk in my door to discuss filing bankruptcy, are free of the stress, and are moving on with their life once the bankruptcy is over. Now, one of the things that comes up is I'll have people come in and tell me, oh, if I file bankruptcy, my spouse is going to divorce me, or my significant other is going to pack up and leave. I often point out that if they don't do bankruptcy, is that going to avoid a divorce if the creditors are hounding them or their spouse, if they're being sued? The bottom line is the divorce, if it's going to happen, is going to happen more likely because of the lawsuits than over the filing of a bankruptcy to get rid of the lawsuits. Many people come in my office on the edge of a divorce over money problems. They're arguing and sniping at each other, and they're pointing fingers and doing what I refer to as the blame game. I hear people say filing bankruptcy isn't going to solve the problems, it isn't going to save the marriage. If the debt is going to cause the divorce, filing bankruptcy may be the only tool that can actually save the marriage. Sadly, some marriages are just too broken by the time they come in my door to save. However, it's truly astounding how many marriages are saved because filing bankruptcy solved the major financial problems that would have otherwise ended up in a divorce. Once they're no longer overwhelmed, couples can often deal and resolve the rest of the problems. There's a saying, you cannot eat an elephant all at once, but you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. There's a saying, knowledge is power. Isn't it time you got your power back? I'm Gary Fraley. I'm a California State Bar certified bankruptcy law specialist. I have offices in Sacramento, California. I handle most of Northern California, including the Bay Area. I have a perfect 10.0 rating with avo.com, attorney rating service. You can call me now at 916-485-5444 to schedule your free initial consultation to see if filing bankruptcy will help you.